Hello everyone, welcome back to Vlogvember. Yes, you are right, it's a sit down video. Come on then. Ava also wants to join. Basically guys, you're seeing this on the same day that I'm posting because last night I was supposed to film this video and I had my flu jab yesterday and it knocked me out. By about 4 PM I was like, my arm was aching. I've not felt great. I feel like I've still got the symptoms of a cold, but they said that that would happen and by the end of today I should be feeling tip-top again. But anyway, I am due to be going to a Christmas show with Keegan this morning, but he's texted to say his train is half an hour late, so I've got half an hour to film this video this morning instead of tonight, and then I can get going. But anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I asked for some requests of what you want to see photos of. And I know that's dangerous. I know that, you know, I was prepared that I would get the odd few that are like, show us your private parts, show us your feet, all those sorts of things. And that happened, but it was fine because I got loads of good suggestions. So I'm gonna go through and show you some pictures from my camera roll and talk about them because I think it's fun. It's different to a Q&A, isn't it? So the best view you've seen this year, I've got two of these. So I think firstly is this view at Sintra in Portugal when I went with Chris earlier this year. We went to this amazing castle. I think it was the Sintra Palace or the Palace of Sintra, I'm not sure. It was gorgeous, like the most beautiful castle I've ever seen, painted all these bright colours, and the view from there was incredible. Or somewhere a bit closer to home in Yorkshire where Keegan lives, just the view of like this is a dog walk that he does every day that, you know, I do every time I go to visit him. This is round the corner from his house and it's just like rolling countryside, farmland. It's just the dream. I love it. So a few people have asked for what my favourite photo is with Keegan, and I suppose I've got two. One is my favourite like setup, one is some sort of a favourite memory, and it was really hard to pick because me and Keegan have done so much together in so little time. Like, we've got so many memories, and just going through all the photos, to be honest, most of them are selfies, so they're kind of very similar, so they'd only mean something to us because we remember where those selfies were, but we need some more photos, not of us. Which, like this first one, this was us in a hotel room. I just think it's a really funny photo, really cool. We've got some champagne. I just think it's a really, really cute picture. And yeah, I like that. But one of them that just makes me feel happy is this one. It's just of us at a pub in Yorkshire and we're both drinking cider. There's no specific memory attached to this. Lots of the selfies that we had together, I was like, oh, that was in Edinburgh, or that was when we went away in Winchester together, and when we went here, and you know, all these different things. But this photo was like late summer, it was nice and warm, we were sat outside having cider, and I think we were about to travel somewhere. I just love it. I can't explain why, I just really like it. Next one is Ava looking her cutest. I mean, it's gonna have to be when she's a puppy. I still think she's so cute now as an adult, but as a puppy, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. Look at her little paws and her nose, and her eyes are half closed. She's so cute. This one as well, where she was hiding between the flower pots. We were looking for her and we found her hiding between the flower pots. And then this one was her first Christmas where I put her inside a box, and it's just so cute. She was the cutest puppy I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Oscar was really cute as a puppy as well, but she was just unbelievably cute. I don't know, I just can't handle her as a puppy. Someone says your first boyfriend. I don't think that's fair of me to put photos of people online who don't necessarily want to be online, so I can't do that. A few people as well have said this, your first picture you took with Keegan. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's two. So, I'm glad I don't know where to start with this. So this is the first one. We took a photo and then Keegan was like, oh my gosh, we look so awkward, like, let's close the gap between us. So we did, and we got a second one that makes it look like we actually like each other. But the reason for that, I instigated taking a photo because that was our first date, guys. And we had a whole day in London and I organised for us to go decorating little biscuits in a biscuit making class, which was really fun. I've got some videos of that, but I don't have a photo, so this is a photo challenge, not a video one. We had coffee and cake, we then went to a crazy golf thing, we then went to a bar, and this was taken just after the crazy golf. I've never asked for a photo with someone I'm on a first date with. Do you know how cringe that is? To say to someone on a first date, can we get a photo together? Like, cringe. But we'd spent the whole day together, got along really well, and I guess for me, I knew, like, it was just something different. I was like, I don't feel embarrassed to ask him this because I feel like I'm gonna want this photo one day, years later. I just had this feeling that this would be a relationship, that this would be the relationship, I hope. I guess you still never know, do you? But I just had this feeling that Keegan was really special and I would regret not taking a photo. So I was like, this is so cringe, this is a first date. If someone said that to me on a first date, I'd be like, okay, like, weirdo. But I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And I was like, should we get a pic together? And he was like, yeah, okay. And so we've got them. So yeah, that's the long story behind those photos. Oh, I have just seen another favourite photo. So I like this one. This one's the background on my phone and has been since the photo was taken. It's just us cuddling on Keegan's sofa with Ava and Fen. You can't really see them, but I love it. It's still my background on my phone. Someone said, Lucy and Ava. Right. This is my favourite one of Lucy and Ava. And it's not because it's a good picture. It's just because of the meaning behind it. So, as you can see, it's a screenshot from my Instagram story because this was a video, but this was the cutest thing. So this was in our old flat during lockdown, but lockdown was sort of easing off. And Lucy, during lockdown, Lucy spent some time at the flat, but then she moved back in with her mum for probably like 2 months. It might have been more, might have been less, I can't quite remember. But she went away for a long, long time. This was the first time that she came back. We were able to meet up, so we went for a picnic in the park, and this was Ava seeing her, and Ava was kissing her all over her face. And then there was this moment in the video where she goes, and puts her paws on Lucy's chest, looks her right in the eyes as if to be like, let me get a good look at you. And it was just so cute. So for that reason, I think that's probably one of my favourite photos of them together, just because it was such a beautiful moment. So I actually went and took this photo. This person says, the inside of your fridge. I always find it fascinating looking inside people's fridges. As you can see, so the way that we do it, the top 2 shelves are my shelves and the rest is Lucy's, apart from the Pepsi Max, which is there. It's quite empty. On my shelves, I have chicken sausages, I have eggs, and yogurts and a jar of pesto, and the brown paper bag is a smoked garlic. And that's it. Ava's food is on Lucy's shelf, Lucy's got yogurts. We basically need to go shopping, is what I'm deducing from this. So this person says, baby Joel. Right, here's one. Here's me and my mum. My mum's gonna kill me for showing you guys this. But this is me and my mum. Me as a baby. I guess I would have been, like, I can't have been a baby. Would I have been 1 year old or something? Anyway, that's me as a baby. There are so many here, guys. Maybe I should do another one of these videos. If you like it, let me know and I can do another one. Because there's some, like, for example, this person says an awkward moment. And I'm sure I've got a really awkward moment on this phone. Probably plenty, but I'd have to spend, I've already spent like hours scrolling through, screenshotting these photos in preparation for this video, so I'd need more time. This person says, your house when you were touring it before you purchased it. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so here is my bedroom before I moved in. I took this during the tour, so I feel guilty putting this girl's bedroom on the internet, but I don't think there's anything personal in there. As you can see, it's very white. And she loved white. The whole house was white. All the downstairs was white. All the furniture was white. All the bedrooms were white. It was so boring. No offense to the owner if she's watching this. She doesn't know me, I don't think. Anyway, as you can see, it's a really nice bedroom. And I really, you know, I don't hate it. She's done it in a classy way. It's just not to my taste. And I'm sick of people decorating everything white. It's not fun. And it's so clinical. And this is the fight I have to have with Keegan, because Keegan wants everything white. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're not that couple that a house has to be clinical. No. I'm all up for some white. Don't get me wrong, my wardrobe doors are white. Well, they're mirrors, but they're mirrored and white. I've got 2 white walls. I have got some white furniture, as you can see, but not everything white. So that was it. So what I've done to the bedroom, I ripped that Venetian blind down because that was disgusting. It was really dirty. And I put up a thermal blind, a thermal blackout blind, and then I've got some curtains to make it more homey. I obviously ripped out the wardrobe doors. I've got a video of that, and I've got my lovely custom made ones, which are so much nicer than those ones. No offense. The chest of drawers, which we only just got rid of, which you'll have seen in another Vlogvember video. We took them downstairs, and now we've mounted everything on the wall. We got rid of those. And the carpet was disgusting, guys. When I moved in here, the carpet was worn, but it was like, it looked clean. It had obviously been hoovered. So then I got my hoover and I just hoovered it just out of interest, and my goodness, the amount of dirt and dust I got up. She must have had a very weak Hoover, and it just made me vomit, so I was like, I'm getting a new carpet ASAP. So I did, I ripped it out and I got a laminate floor actually, I didn't get carpet. But I think those are the only things, and obviously I've painted the walls and things like that, but yeah. Your favourite memory travelling for J&L on any trip? This was so hard to find, guys, because there are so many good memories, and this one wasn't necessarily like the best memory I've ever had on a Joel and Leah trip, but it was something that I thought you guys might find funny, as opposed to just seeing a photo of me and Leah somewhere and me going, oh, it was lovely. Like, that's a bit boring for you guys, so I wanted to give you something behind the scenes. I've got this photo of this man on this flight. So this was a far away pic. He's just texting on his phone. But Leah had noticed that just before he was texting, he sort of did this and like took a photo of him, but of us in our row, and we were flying from Toronto to Nashville. You guys, if you follow the joint channel, you'll remember this was a big surprise. We weren't telling anyone where we were going. So we just felt so sneaky. We boarded this flight. We were the first Brits to arrive in America because it just opened that day. America had opened to Brits that day, and we arrived like the first hour it had opened or something. So yeah, we were so excited. Everything was hush hush, but this man took a photo of us and we were like, that's so weird. So I got a close-up of his phone, and I actually can't, I think Leah got a better shot than I did, and we managed to like work out what he was saying. From this screenshot, I've tried everything to sharpen it to try and work out what he was saying, but I can't. But he basically was saying that, like texting his wife, I think, or someone, that Joel and Leah are on this flight, and eventually he saw that, then we saw, so then he turned around to us and was like, sorry, I was just telling my wife because she's a big fan of your channel. And we were like, what? This is mad. Like, it is the only time in my life I think I felt like a celebrity. I do not feel like a celebrity at all, and I do not identify as being a celebrity, obviously. I'm just a human being that uploads videos to the internet. People recognize me on the street sometimes. Again, I don't feel like a celebrity. This was the time I felt like a celebrity, where like a stranger took a photo of us on a plane to send to his wife, and then his wife, some people do this and they say that they're a fan or their wife's a fan, whatever, and it turns out they're not, they've just seen a video. But the wife clearly was a fan, because she was like, oh my gosh, they must be going to Nashville because it's all a secret, and like, oh my gosh, I knew it. And we were like, oh wow, she is a fan. So Leah being Leah, who, like me, I'm just like, okay, cool, thanks. And like, I wouldn't say boo to a goose. Leah was like, tell her not to tell anyone, because it's a secret. And he was like, yeah, I'll tell her. But it was just so surreal, and it was just such an exciting trip in general. So I think it's just fun memories around that, but it was just very weird. And then the woman sat next to us or in front of us was like, started chatting to us and was like, I'm a singer, here's my card, come to see me play in Nashville, all these things. And it was, people were looking at us, and it was just very strange. But yeah, it was a very funny moment. Lots of people asking for pics of me as a kid. So you've seen the one of me and my mum. There's lots of me with animals. So here I am being a cool dude, just hanging out. I don't know how old I would have been here. And then here's me with some sheep. I love farm animals. And then here's me again with another backwards baseball cap with a horse. I've just always been obsessed with animals, guys. So yeah, most of my pics are me with animals. Lots of people ask for my school photos. I don't actually have any, like, on my phone. Obviously my mum has like the prints of my school photos, so if I did another one I could show you. This person says you as a teenager. This is me and Mina as teenagers. Oh my hair. My hair, no. That was like my Justin Bieber era. Yeah, just no. Someone says you crying. I don't have a picture of me crying. I did actually look for some, but I was like, I couldn't find any, and then I was like, well yeah, because when I'm crying, my urge isn't to like get my phone out and take a pic. And also there are plenty of videos on this channel of me crying. Actually, I think there's 3. There's videos of me crying. Oh my gosh, see, these comments annoy me. Do people do it to wind me up and I should just ignore it and move on? You and Keegan looking like you're actually in love rather than just friends. Sorry, I didn't know we had to prove our love to anyone. This is ridiculous. Like, what do you want? Like, what is it? What am I expected to do to prove to you that we are more than just friends? People are annoying. Oh, this person says, a photo of you at your lowest, but looking like everything is fine. I know exactly which one this is. I mean, there's been plenty of times where that's been true. Mainly on videos, I don't really have images of those moments. For example, there's been plenty of YouTube videos, mainly when I've been filming with Leah. I think I've spoken about this in a John Leah video. There was one time I just remember being like bawling my eyes out all day about something, being so upset, but we had to film these videos. Literally switching the camera on, like drying my eyes, making sure I'm not red and puffy, doing the video, being like, hey, we're Joel and Leah, and today, da 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 da. Camera goes off, start crying again. And Leah, like, bless her, was like, I don't really know what to do here. And I was like, there's nothing you can do. So there's been multiple times like that. But this one I remember because I was so upset, and I won't go into the reasons why. Something had just happened, but we had to take this branded photo for this bar. I just remember it because I was like, I do not want to be stood here posing for a photo. I just want to go home and cry. And I was just absolutely devastated, and you wouldn't know it from looking at the photo. Here's a more recent one. I think I look awful in this photo, and I don't quite know why, but maybe it is because I was so upset. This was a really hard time of my life. It was just starting to come out of lockdown. I was just in a really unhappy place. Yeah, I just feel like I can't really go into any detail, and I don't really want to, and I know you guys don't mind that. But I would love to go into detail in a way, because I like sharing with you guys, but I'm also conscious of not oversharing. Ava's birthday cakes. Okay, do you know what? Shamefully, I've only ever made her birthday cake once, and that was for her 6-month birthday. Not even a year or 2 years or 3 years. I think it was because we were in lockdown as well. So Lucy and I celebrated Ava's 6-month birthday. We made party hats out of party cups, and she just wore it. It was so cute, and we made this dog-friendly cake, and she absolutely loved it. It was so cute. So this person's given a date, the 28th of November, 2021. So that is this photo of me and Ava. I think I had just arrived back from America. I'd arrived back from America on the 27th of November, because I arrived back on my brother's birthday. My parents picked me up from the airport, drove me straight to this holiday location where Luke was having like a birthday holiday. So we all were there for the day, and then I remember they all went in the hot tub and I slept on the sofa because I was so jet lagged. But this was the next day. I must have gone back to London to be reunited with Ava, and she wasn't looking at the camera. She wasn't looking at me. She really punished me. She did not like me going away for a month, and it took her a while to forgive me. And she's in her little Adidas hoodie there. Someone says, your car. I mean, this is a photo of my car. This is at my flat when I first got my car. I can't believe it's coming up to 4 years since having that car. Oh, your last screenshot. So it's not very interesting. It's this from Etsy. It's a print of where I walk Ava every day. And I just thought it was nice. So I think did I send it to Keegan maybe? Hint, hint. Last place you filmed with Leah. That would be this. This would be the YouTube studio. That was last week, where we were interviewed for an internal YouTube thing for up-and-coming YouTubers to talk about earning money on YouTube. And it was a professional set. It was live. There was 3 cameras. It was very scary. It was like being on a TV set. Another person says, photo of the day you and Keegan first met. We don't have one of the day we first met. So we met up first as friends. We just went for dinner, and that was it. There was literally nothing more than friends. Just hugged goodbye. Friendship hug where your neck is like, I'm not getting near you. Hug, bye. That was it, just as mates. And I don't have a photo of that time, but as I told you, I did have one from our first date. You and Lucy, around the first time you moved in together as housemates. I've got 2. So this one is the first time we moved in, just us 2. That was the flat at the other place. Gosh, my hair looked awful. That was when my blonde was growing out, and in the end I had to shave it off. But that was really exciting, because that was the first time I'd lived just with one other person. Every other time I'd either lived alone or with at least 3 people. But yeah, the first time I ever lived with Lucy was in a group of 4, and it was this photo. This was one of our first nights out. That's Drew on the right, and then Lucy, and then Joe on the left, and we all lived together. And I didn't know Lucy very well. I knew her a bit by then, but not super well, and I hardly knew Joe at all. But obviously I'd lived with Drew for years up until that point. It was a really fun house, and gosh, my face looks chubby. I mean, I know I look nice. So when I say that, I just say that as an observation with no judgment behind it to myself. I know that I look lovely, but gosh, yeah, I do look a bit chubs. And actually, that was, so I can see this is from Lucy's Instagram. She posted it the day before my birthday, and it was on my birthday that I weighed myself and went, I've got to lose weight. Because also, I hid it quite well on my face. You guys might not have seen my before and after, but if you have, you'll understand that I hid it quite well. It's all down here. Someone says that really antique chair. Here you go. It's still in the corner of my room. I'm taking it home with me tomorrow to my parents' house where I will work on it at theirs. I was going to save it for the video, but I'll say it to you in this video. So it has a metal tag underneath that said 1720 or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, was that when it was made? Anyway, I paid an antiques expert to have a look at it, and turns out it's not that old. He said that number would probably correspond to the batch number or something like that, because he was like, those metal tags wouldn't have existed back then in the 1700s. He was like, but this chair is of that era in terms of it's been designed to look like it is from that era, but he was like, it's probably late 1800s, early 1900s. So it's still a freaking old chair, but it's just not as old as I thought it would be. Therefore, I am going to renovate it. I know it can be quite controversial, and I've been sort of, over the last year, dipping my toe into like restoration, renovation, like which is better, and ultimately I am going to restore it. I'm not going to make it, you know, I'm not going to paint it a weird colour, and, you know, I want to do with it what I've done to this chair, which is strip off all the dark varnish and then put on a more kind varnish where you can see the wood grain. So I want to do that. And I probably will take off the leather, and I'll keep the studs. There's no need to buy new studs, but I will probably put a different material onto it. But yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I just have had no time. Well, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I need to pack this down and then get on the road to go and meet Keegan for this Christmas show. I'm so excited. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for subscribing, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for just being here for every day of Vlogvember. It means so much to me, and I've really enjoyed doing it. I've got less than a week left, which is exciting. I'm thinking of my last day, guys, doing a live stream. So let me know about your thoughts on that. So that would be next Wednesday, the 30th of December, doing a live stream instead of a video. So let me know what you think about that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.